Hey everybody, yeah, it's me. I'm Bit Boss. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna be talking about one of my favorite anime ever, Blade Runner from 1982, Ridley Scott. But first off, I really need to answer a question, and I need a certain browser for it. Okay. All right, hold on. All right. Give me a second. So we're gonna be talking about this film, right? Fucking hold on. It's too fast. No, it's too slow now. Way too slow. Anyways, we're gonna be talking about Blade Runner, and if you know anything about Blade Runner, it's that there are a lot of versions of the movie, which is kind of strange. I mean, sometimes you'll see director's cut of a film that's maybe runs like 20 minutes longer or something and just includes content that was cut, but there are severely different versions of this film, and that's extremely strange, especially since it's such a famous and well-respected film. So, despite these 9 or 7 different versions here, there are 3 that are really of any substance, and there's the theatrical release, director's cut, and the final cut. So when I first watched it, me, having a big emphasis on directing and whatnot, I went with the director's cut of a couple, about a year ago. But after that, I wanted to show my friend the film, thinking he would really like it, and I discovered there was also a final cut, and what the fuck was the difference between those? And I became pretty interested. So it turns out that the theatrical cut of the film is very different than both the director's cut and the final cut. The director's cut and the final cut vary slightly, mainly the final cut being a bit gorier, and Ridley Scott having his true vision, quote unquote, be shown through that movie. There's a couple changes in the tints of the lighting in some of the scenes and things of that nature. And the movie's a bit gorier. It was less restricted. But the theatrical cut is really when just shit just hits the fan. And don't even get me started about that fucking saxophone shining shot ending. So essentially, the biggest difference between the theatrical cut and the director's cut of the film is that they have different endings. And that's huge. And I don't mean just slightly different. I mean drastically different in tone, in plot, and in just substance, and what the film's even supposed to mean. And another thing that the theatrical version just totally does, that just totally fucks it up, it just makes it a dumpster fire, is this stupid fucking... these fucking... Oh my god! So they do so many fucking stupid noir ass fucking montage, not montage, fucking monologue bullshit. Where you sit here and you hear Deckard's thoughts in the situation, i.e., they fucking spoon feed you the plot and all the conflict. It's just awful. Look at this. Look at. So you have this shot here. This is in the director's cut of the film. So what the film's actually supposed to be, according to the director, the person that was the chief creative force behind it, is just watch this.
A new life awaits you in the off-world colony. The chance to begin again in a golden land of opportunity and adventure. New planet, recreational facilities, easy and...
So you can tell from that scene a couple things. One, you can tell that it is some sort of dystopian future that is unlike the current reality we are living in. Definitely not 2019. And that he seems pretty aloof. He seems separated from society. He's just kind of in a corner reading a newspaper. You can tell he's not the happiest of characters. He's not really conversing with anybody. And so much is said about him by that golden rule of show, don't tell. Wow. One of the basic principles of art and just storytelling. Yeah. But here's what the theatrical cut does to that scene.
New planet, recreational facilities.
They don't advertise for killers in a newspaper. That was my profession. Ex-cop. Ex-Blade Runner. Ex-killer.
Oh my god. Why? So yeah, they give you monologue about how he's a Blade Runner. I'm pretty sure you can assume he's a fucking Blade Runner, where the beginning of the movie, with its Star Wars-ass text scroll, emphasizes what Blade Runners are, and then right after showing a scene with a replicant shooting a person, it cuts to this strange character. Wow, I wonder who he's supposed to be. And not only that, it's fucking redundant. Watch this shit. Look what happens right after.
来ました来ましたいらっしゃいいらっしゃい さあどうぞ何しましょうか2つで十分ですよ
No, 4, 2, 2, 4.
2つで十分ですよ
And noodles.
任せてくださいよ
Let's go to the colony.
This announcement has been brought to you by the Chimago Dominican Corporation, helping America into the new world.
Hey, Kinima.
Monsieur, Admiral Commission Engum Bitek. He say you under arrest, Mr. Decker.
Got the wrong guy, pal. Lofa, Nehojma. Te vaya play, Hikan.
He say you Blade Runner.
Tell him I'm eating.
Captain Brian Toga. Any of my
Ryan, huh?
Wait.
Wow. Wow, just wow. Not only did they shove exposition down your throat, they literally establish what the fucking monologue just said like 2 seconds later. The whole point of that monologue was to establish the fact that he is a Blade Runner. But actually, if you just kept it with the normal fucking footage, 2 seconds later, the guy was going to establish that in a much more natural and coherent fashion. What the fuck? That would be like if you took this great scene from The Godfather and did this to it.
Oh man, I can't believe that they did that with the original Full Metal Alchemist anime. I mean, come on, they should have just waited for the manga so it could have been accurate and canon and not that bullshit story that they put in the original anime. It was so fucking bad, oh my god.
Wait a second, I should probably shoot these guys. It's unneeded. You can portray everything with cinema, with visuals and dialogue. You don't need monologue. Any good filmmaker does that. They show and not tell. It's about making the movie visually interesting too. That's why there's art direction. That's why there's proxemics. That's why there's acting, to show you unspoken things about the film. That's what makes cinema so great. Now, I don't want to spoil the movie. You know, I could go on and on about the different differences and how the monologue ruins it, but I feel like that is a key example of why that should not happen. I mean, the scene portrays everything you need to know about the character simply by the character interactions and the visuals. That's it. That's all you needed. That's all you needed. However, they decided to shove it down your throat. And I'm not going to elaborate on the ending, the theatrical cut ending, but it is very different. And it is so slapped together that the shot you're seeing here is actually a leftover shot from the shooting of The Shining. It was not meant to be in the film, but the studio that was producing the film thought that the ending was too dark for audiences of the time. So they totally just kicked Ridley Scott out of creative control and made this sunshine and rainbows ending with footage that wasn't even from the shoot of the movie, which is absolutely absurd for anyone who has value in artistic expression, especially in the job of a director. They totally just uprooted him from that. Thankfully, he was able to go and re-edit the film, change the ending, add, the true amount of gore and violence. Gore doesn't really add merit to a film, but, it's his vision. Oh, yeah, his vision. It's just, if you want to watch the movie, just watch the final cut. It's the director's claim that it is the most true and accurate version of the film. And if anyone tells you to watch the theatrical cut, they're lying, and they should go home and rethink their lives. Also, if you're planning on watching Blade Runner 2, then go out and see the great film Blade Runner 2049. You're going to want to see the final cut or the director's cut because the films are very similar. The 2049 is very much made after Ridley Scott's vision. There is no noir monologuing. It's not that happy, and it just in the style of the director's cut and the final cut. So the series will be much more complete if you see the director's true vision. So as you can see here, the best girl is definitely Blade Runner the Final Cut. If you want a waifu that contains substance and actually is the vision of the creator, then yeah, please watch the Final Cut or the director's cut. They're not that different. However, just avoid the theatrical cut. Fuck that. Also, the theatrical cut astonishingly does not contain any anime boys, and yeah, there's no credibility in that.